Happy Tuesday. We're going to do another day of language arts. Now what's so exciting about today is tomorrow's actually going to be 100 Day. And so since we're not going to be here on school on Wednesday, we're going to be celebrating some of those 100-day activities here today in school on Tuesday and then on Thursday for our B-Day friends. So each day this week we'll have something special on Google Classroom for celebrating 100 days of school because it's a big accomplishment and it's one of Miss Beery's favorite days of the year. So we'll be talking about that more in class during morning meeting as well as in our slides for the rest of the week. But before we do that, we want to jump into our language arts question, why do we like certain stories? So yesterday we read the best story and we learned about different characters liking different stories. So we learned that some like stories about adventure, some the kids liked stories about pets, or others liked stories about fairy tales living in a big castle. So we're going to be looking over that story again today, as well as working on some more of those magic words on pages 140 and 140. Okay, boys and girls. So we're going to be looking at our story again, the best story. And as we go through, we're going to read it once all the way through. And the second time, we're going to go back through and see if we can find any of those magic E-words, okay? So let's begin reading. The Best Story, written by Debbie O'Brien and illustrated by Tracy Bishop. Remember, the illustrator draws all the pictures, and then the author is the one who writes all the words. Okay, boys and girls, remember, go left to right, top to bottom. I like adventure stories the best, said Kate. I pretend to be a brave explorer, she said. Oh, I see some magic E-words already. Next page. I like animal stories the best, said Manny. I pretend they are my pets, he said. Oh, look at Manny with the cute little kittens playing with the string. Okay, next page. Okay, let's see. I like fairy tales the best, said Sarah. I pretend to live in a giant castle, she said. Oh, look at that giant castle. Okay, last two pages. Read this story, said Miss Ford. The children read. This funny story is the best, they said. It makes us all laugh. Okay, the end. Now let's go back and we're going to look at some details of the story and also highlight those magic E-words. Okay, boys and girls, Miss Beery has our highlighter ready. We are going to look for any magic E-words, and we're also going to be looking for some of those details in the story. So first we have, what do you think the story will be about? Highlight details that'll help you answer the question. So let's see, what was the story about? We looked at different stories, and we looked at how the different characters like different stories. I'm going to look at the first side. I like adventure stories the best, said Kate. I pretend to be a brave explorer. So what is the story about? They're talking about which stories they think are the best. Now let's go back and see if we can find any of those tricky E, those magic E words. Okay, I like, and like is a sight word, but also has an E on the end. So I'm going to highlight that E and I'm going to go ahead and circle it. I like adventure stories the best, said Kate. And Kate has that magic E on the end, and we're going to circle it. And it also has the A that we're working on this week. I pretend to be a brave, there's another one. We have the A, the long silent E, the long A and the silent E. We can circle that one. Explorer, she said. Okay, next page. Okay, let's look for some of those details first. Over here it says, underline a fun detail on these pages. I like animal stories the best, said Manny. I pretend they are my pets. So what does Manny do? Because he likes those animal stories, he pretends they're his pets. So let's go ahead and underline that. Pretend they are my pets. And let's see, I think there's only one magic E word we're looking. Like has that long I and that silent E, so we can go ahead and circle that one. And I don't think there's any more, but let's double check. I like animal stories the best, said Manny. I pretend they are my pets, he said. Okay, that was the only one. Let's go to the next page. Okay, remember, go left to right. I like fairy tales the best, said Sarah. I pretend to live in a giant castle, she said. So what are some fun details in this page? Well, let's see. Sarah likes the fairy tale stories. And why does she like the fairy tale stories? So she can pretend she lives in a giant castle. So I'm going to highlight pretend to live in a giant castle. Miss Beery loves to pretend that she lives in a giant castle too. Okay, let's go back and look for some of those magic E words. I see the word like again, so we're going to go ahead and circle that as a long I and the magic E. Tails. So the word tail, T-A-L-E, is a magic E word, so you can go ahead and highlight the E and circle it. The best, said Sarah. I pretend to live. Oh, there's another one. But not quite, because this is live. It doesn't say live. In a giant castle, she said. So close. Some of the words are tricky because it has a magic E at the end, but it might not say have the long I. So those are things that we'll learn as we practice reading. Okay, next page. Okay, so we're looking for some more fun details. Let's read both of the pages to refresh our memory to see what those fun details are. Read this story, said Miss Ford. The children read. This funny story is the best, they said. It makes us laugh. So they like the story because it's funny. It's a funny story, and it makes us laugh. Okay, let's see if there's any more magic E words. Read this story, said Miss Ford. The children read. This funny story is the best, they said. It makes, oh, there's one. So make, M-A-K-E. You have the magic E in the end. Makes the A say A. So you can go ahead and circle that. Fabulous. Okay, we're done reviewing our story for the day. We're going to go to pages 140 and 141 and look more at those magic E words. Okay, boys and girls. I'm going to start on page 140, and then we'll go to 141. We're going to tap out these words, and then we're going to go ahead and trace them. What does C say? K. What does A say? A. What does N say? Ready? K, A, N. Can. So we're going to trace the C, the A, and the N. Okay, next, I see there's a magic E on the end. And one of the things we're going to do in the classroom is I will give you a highlighter so then we can highlight just the E. Not the whole word, just that magic E. Okay, so we have C. What does C say? K. What does the A say with the magic E? A. And then what does N say? Ready? K, A, N. Cane. So go ahead and trace it. Trace C, A, N, E. And we have a cane. Okay, next we have C-A-P. Let's sum it up. What does C say? K. What does A say? A. What does P say? P. Ready? K, A, P. Cap. Go ahead and trace the word. C-A-P. Cap. Okay, I see another magic E, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that with my highlighter. So that's going to have the A, make the letter say A and not just A. Let's look at it. Ready? What does C say? K. What does A say? Now with the magic E, A. What does P say? P. Ready? K, A, P. Cape. So just like a superhero, you can have a cape. Let's trace the word. C, A, P, E. Cape. Fabulous. Two more. We have M-A-N. Let's sound it out. What does M say? What does A say? A. What does N say? Ready? A-N. Man. Go ahead and trace it. M-A-N. Man. Fabulous. One more on this page with that magic E. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the magic E so we know that the A is going to say A and not just A. Let's sound it out. What does M say? What does A say with the magic E? A. What does N say? Ready? A-N. Mane. And a mane is the hair around the lion's head. M-A-N-E. Wonderful. Okay, the last thing we're going to do today in our workbook is we're going to be looking for some pictures here that have either the A or the A in the picture. So let's see. I see a cape just like over here. So you can go ahead and circle the cape for the A. Oh, and there's the cat. The cat says the A. Go ahead and circle that. Ooh, and a hat. It has the A. Then over here we have the man for the A. And then you're ready to see a big circle on your paper. What is it circling? It's circling the lake for the ache. And then I think this is a cane for the boy who's walking, kind of like a walking stick or a cane, so we can go ahead and circle that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to review our writing sentence for today. So I'm going to open up our packet that I sent home with you, as well as look at those sentences you're going to practice writing today. Okay, boys and girls, on your second paper for writing today, we have day 2 up here, and our sentence is, Manny likes to read. I like animal stories the best. I can pretend they are my pets. Okay, boys and girls? And I know it looks like a lot, but I would love for you to try to write it all. And if you can't, at least write the first sentence or maybe the first 2 sentences, okay? Remember, the more you practice, the better you will get. So just take your time. It does not need to be perfect, but I would love to see what you are able to do. Remember, we have to have finger spaces between each of the words. We have to have our periods, our punctuation marks at the end. Remember, for some of the letters like M, it goes all the way to the top for the skyline, all the way down to the grass line. Let's look at the sentence one more time. Manny likes to read. I like animal stories the best. I can pretend they are my pets. So for an example, in your picture up here, you could draw just like Manny did with the kittens, or maybe you want to pretend you have a puppy, or a bird, or a fish, or whatever kind of pet you would like. So you can draw a little picture up here too. Okay, boys and girls, I will see you on Thursday for some more language arts. Bye, friends.